So let's begin by settling the body, adopting a stable, comfortable, upright position, serviceable for meditation. So we think about keeping our feet flat and our back straight, torso open, hands in the lap, right over left, with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching. Eyes are gently closed or slightly open, making sure we let in enough light to remain alert. We try to maintain an awareness of not slouching, not leaning. We also let go of any unnecessary tension or rigidity in the body, relaxing into a stable, comfortable, upright position, just allowing the body to fall into place. We begin to let go of attending to the outside world, allowing sights and sounds to be as they are. No need to investigate. Constraining our awareness just to the body and mind. Concentrating that awareness in the present by attending closely to the physical sensation that accompanies the in-breath and the out-breath in the space around the opening of the nostrils. Breathing naturally, normally. Just noticing. Giving ourselves the instruction to quickly notice when anything other than that one physical sensation is arising in the mind. And then without judgment or frustration to lift our awareness up from those distractions and to place it gently but firmly again and again in the breath. And then when the mind feels more calm, we'll generate a broad and altruistic motivation for our time. So take a moment to connect with your own genuine desire to be happy, to be free of even the slightest suffering. Recognize how this is the fundamental drive in all of your choices and decisions. And recognize that there are no other sentient beings that are not similarly motivated. Every sentient being is exactly the same, just like oneself, in wanting to be happy, wanting to be free of even the slightest suffering. And yet, sentient beings are not free to choose happiness in their lives. Sufferings and difficulties are falling down like rain without choice. Think of all of the ways in which this is true, and allow that to open your heart, generating the wish to be able to do something, to be of benefit. And think that my capacity to be of benefit is dependent upon the content, the nature of my own mind. If I myself am limited, my ability to help is similarly limited. The more capacity my mind has, the more power, the more ability, and the more effective I am at benefiting others. The more deeply familiar I am with virtue, the more I've turned away from non-virtue, the easier and easier it is for me to engage in actions that benefit others. So I think that creating these new habits, tendencies, familiarities, and capacities is the purpose of our time, so that we are more and more effective in bringing about the welfare of others. And with that motivation, briefly return to concentrating on the breath, following the inhalation and the exhalation all the way through the body. Staying present all the way down, all the way back out. And then on the next inhalation, Follow the breath down to the level of the heart, and then hold your awareness at the heart center, feeling as though one's subjective awareness begins to dawn from within the heart center. Not as though one is looking down, but as though one's mind blooms from within the heart. And then allow that awareness to spread throughout the body, taking the body as the object, while using the breath as the anchor. Allow yourself to become aware of your bodily sensations, simply noticing what's occurring in the body without elaboration. Feelings of hot or cold or discomfort may arise. Simply notice without elaboration, returning to the breath. And then begin to let go of the body as the object of your meditation, and move your awareness into the mind, taking the mental sense, consciousness as your object. In the same way, begin to just observe the river of mental events without elaborating or following any particular thought or feeling, memory, emotion. Just notice the river of mental events occurring in the mind. And then gradually try to become more and more aware of the quiet moments, the spaces in between individual objects of mental awareness, as though looking not at the fish like thoughts, but at the clear water in which they swim, the stage of the mind itself. And try to concentrate and elongate these moments. Each time a thought arises, allow it to remind you of the clear, luminous nature of the mind from which it arises, into which it dissipates, and return again and again to that open, spacious, clear awareness. Begin to imagine that oneself is surrounded by a crystalline white field of energy, which is in the nature of all of the highest qualities, ideals that oneself wishes to embody: perfect love, compassion, generosity, patience, ethics. And imagine that on each inhalation, that energy begins to completely permeate the body and mind, imbuing you with all of those perfected qualities. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And we'll dedicate. So recollect your altruistic motivation and think that by having engaged in this contemplation, you've actualized that motivation, which has generated positive energy in your mind. And think that you freely offer the fruit of your practice, that positive energy, for the benefit of all sentient beings without exception. Thinking strongly when this positive energy ripens, may it serve as a cause and condition to eliminate war and conflict, poverty, famine, disease, disasters, all painful inner and outer conditions. May it fully ripen the minds of all sentient beings. May they quickly meet perfect teachers and arise in the state of full enlightenment. May I too achieve the state of enlightenment so that I might work for the benefit of sentient beings perfectly. May any obstacles facing the Ven.Losang life be completely dispelled. May I and all sentient beings in this moment come under the joyful care and guidance of enlightened beings. May we be guided and protected until we swiftly achieve that state of enlightenment. Thank you.